Thank you, Matthew, and good day, everyone. My name is Stacy, and I'd like to discuss 5 common barriers and challenges your organization's face-to-face and virtual teams may encounter. The first barrier a team may encounter is when team members are from different cultures. I recall when I used to work in Afghanistan, I was working with a Muslim interpreter. We had a good relationship until he came to my room one day and he seen that I had a rug on the floor. He became upset, and when I questioned him about it, he explained to me that prayer rugs are not used as everyday rugs in his culture. According to Brett et al. 2013 and Edmondson in 2012, team can be diverse. And when teams are composed this way, cultural differences require a higher level of sensitivity, openness, and embracing of diversity to be successful. Teams should be aware of cultural differences so that team members do not become offended. The second barrier is that your teams may encounter is that of interpersonal communication and interaction. Um, an interpersonal communication and interaction barrier is when people encounter conflicts with each other. According to Edmondson in 2012, teaming requires team members to effectively manage the conflicts that arise because conflicts will occur at the workplace. In 2008, when I was on an Iraqi range, an argument ensued between a supervisor and an employee. Everything stopped on the range. The supervisor quickly explained to the employee that instead of arguing about the issue, they needed to regroup and continue the range operations. At that point, everything went back to shooting. According to Edmondson in 2012, team members must not make conflict personal, but should resolve conflicts, priorities, and opinions quickly. The third barrier a team may encounter is that of an individual or in group knowledge base. Knowledge barriers are when people assume that other people know what they know. Every time I go to the doctor, he always talks to me as if he's talking to another doctor. You know, his language is always overly technical and this and that. According to Edmondson in 2012, many individuals take their intelligence, experience, and knowledge for granted. This makes it harder to communicate with other people from other backgrounds. According to Fair in 2017, team members must communicate with listeners and know their audience because effective communication is not about what you know, but what you can effectively convey to the listener. The fourth barrier a team may encounter is physical distance barrier. This is when the team is not located together. According to Edmondson in 2012, a virtual team is created by default when physical distance stops the team from working together in the same location. According to Neely in 2012, when teams are not collaborating in the same place, coordinating, communicating, and developing a shared understanding among team members becomes very difficult. The fifth barrier a team may encounter is when team members are reluctant to speak. The reluctant to speak up barrier is just that when a team member, for whatever reason, is hesitant to provide input. According to Edmondson in 2012, when people do not speak and provide input, it prevents teaming in companies that depend upon learning for their ongoing reliability and survival. In 2013, 60 Minutes in a 60 Minutes interview, David Kelly, who is one of our most influential consumer designer innovators of our time, uh, he encourages people to think and speak up because this allows team members to build on each other's ideas. Can you imagine what the world would be like if our greatest innovators and their organizations fostered an approach that didn't allow people to speak up? There are a number of other barriers and challenges your company's face to face and virtual teams may encounter. However, cultural differences, interpersonal communication and interactions, knowledge base, Physical distance and reluctant to speak up barriers are some of the more common barriers and challenges your organization will encounter. Thank you. At this time, I would like to introduce to you my colleague Teresa, who will share her thoughts on the best practices to create high performance teams.